I'm the leader of this team and leader of this football club, if you like, and I'm a fan as well. So it's a tough one for me, a tough one for us all that we're not in the playoffs, and it hurts me the most. So we had a bit of time off because of obviously we play on a Friday night. Obviously we don't go till Monday, so time to reflect, time to review, and time to now move forward and finish strong in these last two games. And I want to go and win these last two games.
Yeah, because a lot of teams up and down the land will have nothing to play for. It's a bit different for you, isn't it? Because you were so close to getting in those playoffs. So what do you look to get from these last two games?
An improvement of where we've been at with regards to certain elements of our game, but then to continue what we're doing with other elements of our game. So like always, really, we debrief, we reflect, I reflect, staff reflects, players reflect, and we've got to make sure that we put things right now when we go to Port Vale on Monday.
And in terms of you and a group of players, it's your first season managing in the EFL. How have you found it, or will you kind of take time to reflect once the season is done?
I have found it. I keep saying it. I've got the best job in the world. You know, I'm lucky to be what I'm doing and to be enjoying my job. I have naturally in any job you have ups and downs, especially on the back of results, and kind of because I hope the supporters know how it and what it means to me. Again, we can talk about my first season and what have you, but I've been coaching for a long time. I've worked in the Championship, worked in the Premier League, and the sense of that I know what it is that needs to be done to make us better and make us right, and I know we'll do that as a collective. But from the job point of view, I've loved every minute, even though when it's not going great and you're losing, you're still on the side, and it's difficult at times. But it's my job, and it's what I've always aimed to wanted to do.
And even though you might be out of the playoff picture, you can still have a say in the promotion race, can't you, with the game on Monday? Because Port Vale are still going for the automatic places. They've had a bit of a wobble as well, haven't they? How do you see that game going on Monday?
I think every team in this division has a wobble. You know, you got to get your wobbles right at a certain time. Forest Green had their wobble, then came strong, and Mansfield had their wobble at the start of the season, then finished strong. People will say we've had our wobble at the end, which we've had, and it's come at the wrong time. But wobbles and this, that, and the other, it's purely next game mentality now, where we'll just focus on, I want to win this game and I want to win the next game. You know, I want to win the last two games of the season and put in strong performances. Like every game we want to win, but there's ways that we'll do it, ways that we'll play, and we're going out to win.
And just finally, for me, a bit of recognition for the club midweek with the EFL awards, with Finn Azaz getting young player, Dom Telford in the team of the season. How pleased were you for them?
That's delighted me. That is for me a proud moment. When I came in with working with Finn, not sure how many games he had played before I came in. Same with Dom, but credit to them and credit to the players around them. I'm really, really proud of what we've achieved with that. And I don't know the last time we had two players in Team of the Year, which really pleased me. Then to get Young Player of the Year and get a nomination for Player of the Year is first of all is a testament to them, because they put the work in, but also to the players around them and also to my staff and my club for helping that.
Great. Thanks, James.
Thanks,
all the best.
Thanks, mate.
Morning, James.
Morning, Chris.
I guess from your point of view, are you almost hoping that your players play with the freedom that arguably Crawley and Colchester did?
In some ways, yeah. Some ways you look at it like that. I just when I watch the game back, there's certain elements of the game that we played particularly well. There's other elements of the game where we haven't played well, and I'm not naive to that. And we look at the last three games, there's two half of those games, like i.e. Crawley, first half Crawley, and then second half Colchester. We weren't what we normally are. Felt certain we dominated the game, and just a decision-making error that cost us really as a team. But I look at it in that freedom sense. Yeah, you can look at it like that, because I said that about the opposition. But what I've got to do and what I've got to do now over the summer and pre-season is to instill that freedom on a constant basis, if that makes sense. But it's the pressure bit. So that's my job to enable that with the players.
I guess you were talking probably a month ago about Plan A, Plan B, Plan C. Sadly, it's Plan B. I presume you've almost pressed on with Darren on that already, have you?
Yeah, we're moving pretty quick on that. Which, to be fair to Darren, we spoke about players this last few days, and a time to look at what we need to develop and enhance us and add to what we've already got. I'm pleased with where we're going so far, but there's a long way to go with it.
Have you made your decision on all the current players at the squad?
I'll be speaking to the players after the last game of the season, so we'll follow that process like the football club normally does. And through my experiences when I've worked with the managers that I work with, I'll do it after the last game of the season. So that we'll be discussing it then.
Is there room for any of them to sway you, maybe, or have you?
There's always that. Yeah, there's always that, and that's constant. I look at it every day, and it's not just a case of it's every day overtraining. It's every day in games. Ultimately, it's what we do in games is the most important thing, and it's a results-driven business. I'm not naive to that, and we want players that can ultimately take us to the next level.
Have you spoken to anyone about loans yet? Because I saw obviously Steve Morrison was talking about what he's doing. Have you tapped into Cardiff yet? Or?
Me and Darren have tapped into a lot of people. I think where we're fortunate at the minute, and I try to show a bit of humility with this, but with what we're trying to do and what we're trying to achieve. So, i.e., Finn progressing like he's progressed, and Dom's only 24 and he's progressed like he's progressed in a short period of time. People take notice of it. So, especially with our facilities at Rodney Parade and how we try to develop and enhance players in training, that kind of we've got people coming to us now asking if we want to take their players. So from Championship and Premier League clubs, which is pleasing. And you see the picture of Rodney Parade, and we're very fortunate to have that. And credit to the football club to ensure we have it, but also to the Dragons and what they've done for us there is that the pitch helps a lot. The training base is improved, and that will only get better. And we've had some really good loans in, so we've got to continue that. I'm not going to show my hand because I don't want to give away too much of what we're trying to do, but I'm at this moment in time, I'm really pleased with where we're heading with regards to recruitment.
I guess you're in a position where you can be picky then.
No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. It's just that I am excited. I'm excited for pre-season. I'm excited for what we can bring in and who we can potentially add to what we've got. But my focus now is, and this is sincere, I want to win these next two games. I want to finish strong, and that's what I want to do, and the players do as well. And we've had that chat, that meeting to discuss that, and like they have been since I've been in, they're fully on board.
You want to win, but equally, you've given a couple of youngsters a taste of matchday squad. Do you bring them in, the likes of Harrison Bright, Jack Harrodovan, who do they come into your thought, given that there's nothing?
Yeah, they're at the forefront of my thoughts. I think it depends on different situations with players, because I still want to look at certain things and not experiment, because I'm not going to experiment with systems. It's going to be, if we play systems, it's going to be systems that we played. So we played 3-5-2, 4-1-3-2 or 4-box-2. I'm not going to come away from those systems. The principles will stay the same. So no matter what we do with regards to that, the principles will always be there with how we try to play. Systems might change. But with regards to those young lads, I'm very keen to see our young players play. Put it that way. Whether it happens in these next two games, I don't know. But I'm keen for them to develop, and they'll have a real important part in pre-season.
Sent to the lone lads have been away, I presume. You've been watching them closely for.
Yeah. I've been speaking to the managers at the clubs that the lone players are at. Darren's been to watch them. I've had clips of them and watch. So Jared's worked really hard with regards to watching them and making sure we kept in contact. So we've done that in different ways. So agents for the player, for the managers, and that's our duty of care, really, that I did when I was at Cardiff anyway.
Finally, Port Vale, what are you expecting? What they play like?
Well, they're obviously they played Walsall last week, and I watched that game back, watched their last three games back in detail, and play 3-5-2, and they've got a strong strike force with Wilson and Proctor. What we've got to do is that we've ultimately got to try and deal with them. I think that they're their key threat. for me, it's then, like I always say, is imposing our game at Port Vale, and we'll do that within our way. They've got an excellent manager who I admire for what he's achieved in the game and who he is, and what I want to do is it's on Sky, and I want to show everybody what we can do and what we're about, and that's our aim for the game, especially for these last 2 games.
Well, good. I'll see you there on my bank holiday Monday. Looking forward to another motorway trip. Final one. So there we are.
Yeah, final
Cheers,
one.
mate.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, mate.